Now let us assign the beam loads. For that we have to select the beams. Okay, let us go to, all right, save it. Let us go to the top view, that is view from plus Y, and we'll select these two beams. And once you select this beam, press Ctrl, and after that select this beam. Here we'll apply minus 10 kilonewton per meter load and click on assign. So make sure that the assign to the selected beams has been checked, and after that click on assign, and after that click on yes. Now you can see the question mark has disappeared, which means that we have applied the load. Now again let us assign the 5 kilonewton per meter load. For that select these two beams. Okay, and after that click on this load and click on assign, and after that click on yes. We have to assign the self weight as well, so click on self weight, and here we will choose assign to view and click on assign, and after that click on yes. And let us see the isometric view. You can see that the wall load has been applied. You can see the higher value at these two beams and the lower value at these two beams. After defining the loads, now let us define the load combination. For that, click on load case details, and after that click on add. Here we will define the load combination. As you can see that we have applied two kinds of load. Actually, yeah, two kinds of load, dead load and the live load. These two loads are not applied separately one by one. Okay, these two loads are applied simultaneously, and when we design our structure as per the limit state method, what we do? We multiply the loads with partial factor of safety so that we increase the intensity of the load, and also we divide the strength by the partial factor of safety so that we can assume that our strength is low, which is actually not. Our strength is high, but we just assume during the calculations, or by increasing the load and by decreasing the strength, not actually decreasing, we get a greater window of safety. That is the limit state of method. While defining the load combination, we multiply the loads with partial factor of safety and we apply those loads simultaneously. But available loads, we got the dead, and we will multiply this load with a factor of 1.5. Here type means how these loads will be added. We will choose normal option. Load combination will name it as 1.5. Let me give the bracket. Dead load plus live load. In RCC design, we got 13 kind of load combinations as per IS 456-2000. We will define all those load combination when we design our building. Here we will define only one kind of load combination just to see how it works. After you select this load, dead load, and give the factor of 1.5, just click on this option. You can see load case 1, AI factor is 1.5. Okay, save it. After that, click on live and give the factor as 1.5 and click on this option. So here it is, the factor is 1.5 for both dead and the live load. Click on add, and after that click on close. You can see the load combination has appeared over here. Click on close. Also click on FY main, that is the yield strength of the main reinforcement. Click on this option, and also I'll use the FI sec, that is the yield strength of the shear reinforcement. And anything else that I need? Not for now. And just click on OK. And now let us define these parameters and click on define parameters. FC that I'll be using is 20 MPa, that is M20 grade of concrete. The compressive strength of M20 grade of concrete is 20 Newton per mm square. If you convert to kilonewton per meter square, it will be 20,000. Give this value and click on add. After that, click on FY main. Let's use yield strength of 415, or you can use 500 or 550 as well. I'll just use 415 for now. 415 Newton per mm square in kilonewton per meter square, extra 3 zeros. After that, click on add. Similarly, FI sec, I'll use 415 123 41523 and click on add. And after that, click on close. You can still see that question mark is against the option that we just defined. This is because we have defined but not assigned. We will assign this in a while. Before that, let us give the commands to design the beams and the columns. For that, click on commands and click on design beam command and click on add. You can see that the design command has been added. Similarly, click on design column, click on add. Design column command has been added and click on quantity takeoff. It will give you the total quantity of steel that will be used in this structure, and click on add and click on close. So guys, this much for this video. I hope it was helpful. See you in the next video. So guys, in the previous video we saw how we define the design parameters, and in this video we will see how we assign those design parameters in our structure. Now select the entire structure. The grade for the entire structure is FC 2000. Select this. If you want to define columns of different grade and beams of different grade, then you have to define 2 FCs. Here I have used only one. You can define 2 FCs as per your requirement. And after that, click OK, save it. Click on assign to the selected beams and click on yes. So FC has been selected, and also we will assign the FI main to our entire structure. So select the entire structure and use this option assign to the selected beams and click on assign and click on yes. Similarly, FI sec 41500, select this entire structure and click on assign, and after that click on yes, and design beam option, and we have to select the beams only. So what we do, we go to select and go to beams parallel to x-axis, and again we go to select, go to beams parallel to z-axis. We have selected all the beams. Now what we do, check this option assign to the selected beams option and click on assign, which means that these 4 beams will be designed as per the formula of the beam, and click on yes. Now select the design column and select all the 4 columns. Go to select, go to beams parallel to and click on Y option, and after that select assign to the selected beams option here and click on assign, and after that click on yes. These 4 columns will be designed as per the formula or the codal provisions of the column design. So guys, this is it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. After doing this much of work, go to Analyze and click on Run Analysis and save it. Now click on View Output File and click on Done. From here you can see other things that you already know. Now I am interested in this results option. So click on results and click on concrete design. Here you can see all the inputs and the outputs. FC main, FI main, FE sec, design beam 5 to 8. So beam number 5. And if you click on this and if you press Shift plus B, you will get the beam numbers. Okay, so this beam is that beam number 5, which is over here, which is displayed over here. So you can see that design of beam number 5. The length is 6 meters, size is 100 by 150 mm, cover is 25 mm, section fails while designing section. Which means that this section has failed. And if you see the other sections as well, okay, go to results, concrete design, you can see that almost all of our sections have failed. This is because we defined a small sections and applied huge loads. So no need to worry. Now what we have to do is that we have to define new sections or edit the older ones. So what we will do, we go to the general tab and after that go to the property tab that we are already in and click on this option, that is all these beams. Okay, and click on edit. The depth we will use here is 0.40 meters. Okay, 40 by 0.35. Let me use this section and click on change. Structure as a result of this post-processing results will no longer be available. So do you want to delete all the results files? Click on yes and click on close. Similarly, let us edit the columns as well. Click on edit and let us give the columns as 0.5 by 0.5. And I'm just taking the higher value so that I don't have to come here again and change the size. So click on change and click on close. So guys, this is it for this video. I hope it was helpful and I'll see you in the next video. Now again, let us go to analyze and click on run analysis. So let's save it. So 0 errors and 0 warnings. So 0 error option is very important. If you have got any error, you cannot go further. Let us select the view output file option and click on done and click on results and click on concrete design. Now here you can see that beam number 5, length is 6 meters, size is 350 by 400 mm, cover is 25 mm. So summary of the reinforcement has been given. Top reinforcement at 0 meter, which means that at the origin this much value, and 1500 we don't want. At 3000 it's 0 square mm, and at 4500 mm it's 0 square mm, and at the other end of this span it's 444 square mm, which means that this beam has got reinforcement at the top at the edge only. So we have to provide the extra bar, and at the bottom reinforcement we got at the mid portion only. This is how you see the reinforcement values of the beams. While doing the building, we will see how you can detail these reinforcement bar into number of bars and the diameter of the bar. Similarly, you got the reinforcement for the other beams as well. And if I keep on going down, we got design of the column as well. Column number 1, design results. Okay, required steel area, required concrete area, and it has also detailed as well. Provide 12 dia bars. Though Star Pro can give you detailing also. However, I suggest you not to use the detailing given by this Star Pro, because detailing is not an easy task. You have to use your mind. You have to see the condition of the beam, the nearby beams, the columns, the floor height, everything. You have to check. On the basis of that, you have to detail your structural members. Detailing is not something that can be done by a program, but at least not the programs that have been developed currently. For detailing, you have to use your own engineering skills. And if I go down and down and down, you can see the total quantity of this steel that will be used in this building. That is 333770 kg of steel. And the total volume of the concrete is 7.10 cubic meter. This is how you can find the total quantity of concrete as well as the total quantity of the rebar. You can find the quantity of the individual rebar as well, but this is just the approximation. Please use your own skills to get the quantity of steel in your structure. Let us close this now. So guys, this is it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Now let us go to the post-processing option. After that, click on OK. Make sure that all the options are here and click on OK. Let us maximize this window. First, we will see the reaction values. For that, you can just click on reactions over here. Or what you can do, you can go to results and click on view value. And from here, click on reactions. And what reactions you want for the loads. I want global X and global Y. And for bending, I want global RZ. And click on annotate. You can see the reaction values in the X and Y direction and movement in the Z direction. Click on close. Again, go to results. Click on view value and click on beam results. Let us see the displacement first. Click on maximum results and click on annotate. In order to annotate displacement, you must have displacement diagram on. Please switch on the displacement diagram. So we have to switch on the displacement diagram. Click on OK. For that, left click on this option over here. Deflection, click here. You can see the maximum deflection in each beam and the column. And after that, select maximum results and click on annotate. Press Ctrl and scroll your middle mouse button in the clockwise direction. You can see the deflections. You can see the deflections in the beams and the columns. So this is a highly exaggerated view. Now let us see the bendings. For that, we have to first turn on the bending moment diagram option. To do this, click on MZ option that is available here. Left click on it. And after that, click on bending at maximum position and uncheck this maximum results and click on annotate. Okay. Unselect this option, deflection. You can see the maximum bending moment. Let us unsee these reactions. Go to reactions and just uncheck them and click on annotate. And again, let us go to the beam results and hold control or press control, and after that use middle mouse button to scale the movement values. you can see how the movement changes in the columns and how the movement changes in the beams. Let us see the front view. Okay, so this is much more similar like a 2D frame. You can see that the movement is maximum at the support and also at the beam column joint. It is the maximum value. That is why beam column joint is considered as a very critical zone. Okay, you can see how high the movement is at this position. Similarly, let us see the maximum shear force. So uncheck this and check this one and click on annotate. Okay, I have to turn on this one, Fi. So press Ctrl and scroll middle mouse button to see the shear values. You can see the shear force values in the beams and the columns. So let us see the isometric view. You can see how the shear force is constant in the columns and how it changes in the beams. At this position, shear force is almost zero, and at the ends the shear force is maximum. Due to this reason, we place the stirrups closer at the ends of the beam and farther at the middle position because the shear force is minimum at this position. Now let us animate our structure. Click on animation and let us animate the deflection and click on OK. You can see the animated deflection of our structure. So this is how you model your 3D frame, apply the load and design it. This much for this video. Hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching and take care.